What is up, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are having an amazing Wednesday night. Here we are for some amazing MPL Rocket League, and next to me, Whoops you. Whoops, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal tonight. Wolfie, you have me cracking up, dude. I'm just letting everybody know that Wolfie is a character. Love him to death. First time co-casting with him, so I'm really excited for this one. Even more excited for the two teams on the field. Tonight's matchup, we got Team Revenge taking out 100 dreams, or 1,000 dreams. I'm sorry, I said 100.
Yeah, 1,000 Dreams have high dreams for this entire series that they season, as they're really going to try to start off the early bits with some momentum. Team Revenge trying to come in here and really show themselves as a team to be reckoned with. But both teams, these are statement games. These are games that you're put up against teams. You're saying, hey, if we want to be known as one of the best, we have to get through some of this pack here. And both these teams are tired of being in that pack and really trying to show off.
Yeah, both of these teams are, bubble teams, essentially right on the cusp of just being great, right on the cusp of breaking through on the scene as far as Rocket League goes. Making it to that day two, day three for RLCS. I've seen both of these teams, kind of compete at that level, but just haven't really had much success on the back end of things. And starting off the Melon Patch League, essentially pretty rough as well. Both of them coming into this one with a loss, Wolfie.
Yeah, coming into a loss, it's really hard for you to really feel too motivated going forward. But these teams are gonna have to say, "Hey, last week was last week. No matter how it went, we're gonna have to just say, hey." Every week, someone can go down, and one of these teams trying to go even on their score line here, on their record, that is. So it's going to be a fun match. They have something to play for, and I really do feel as the series progresses, they're just going to continue picking up the intensity.
Yeah, one team is going to walk away being 1-1 on the season, essentially, kind of like you said, getting that motivation back, kind of starting to get things going a little bit, and the other team's gonna be walking away 0-2. But regardless of who it's gonna be a very, very good matchup, because on paper this team, both of them look very, very good. I know a little bit Revenge is struggling just a tad bit. And interesting tidbit of information for everybody that's out there: Revenge had their first tournament yesterday, and interestingly enough, 1,000 Dreams did enter that tournament, and both of these teams met inside the losers bracket, which was a best of one matchup. And 1,000 Dreams actually took that one game over Team Revenge.
Oh, okay. All right. That just turns the tables a little bit. 1KD really is now we're gonna try to do their best and try to do what they were able to do last night. But looking at that, do you think Team Revenge now has a little more of a chip on their shoulder, saying, "Hey, you got us last night, but this is the main stage. This is the MPL. This is where it matters."
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to reverse that here for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, I'm not sure how much time like they scrimmed each other or whatever, because a lot of these bubble scene teams, they do scrim each other behind the scenes and stuff like that. So maybe they met each other beforehand. I do recognize a couple of people on the 1,000 Dreams roster, like Zenith, for example. I do recognize Matt's name too. So I do remember seeing some of these people as far as like in different tournaments and stuff like that with Team Revenge. For those of you that don't know, I do work a lot with Team Revenge as far as being their caster goes, casting some of those other tournaments and things that they're involved in. So, I mean, with that being said, Wolfie, I'm going to go ahead and show my bias a little bit, just put that on real quick. But I mean, no. So I think that Revenge is going to come in here with a different outlook, kind of knowing how they essentially played last night, kind of look at that film, reviewed a little bit, kind of come into this with a different mindset and a cleared mindset, because that's what they're going to need against 1,000 Dreams. They want to upset them here. They want to move to that 1-1 on the stat line.
Yeah, and that's what this team's gonna have to do. They're gonna have to play hungry. They're gonna have to play fast. But 1K Dreams, they have to feel good about the way they played. So they're gonna come here with ultra confidence. Take game number one. Usually a feeling out period for most squads, but since these two teams are a bit more familiar, that just makes game one more important and that much more. How can you say? Not much of an adjusting period, but they're just gonna try to get acclimated to each other. Try to get to see the speed. And like, oh, you guys are doing this today. All right, let's try to throw this at you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think every team kind of has, that kind of of this team's reacting this way. They're kind of, they have different game plans essentially going into each game. Yeah. Because if you're going in with the same type of game plan every single time, that team's eventually going to kind of try to counteract that. They're going to be like, oh, they're playing, like you said, this style. They're going to go for more bumps this time. They're playing bump heavy. So let's go ahead and try to, beat them with the long game essentially on the back end of stuff. Or, some team, they're going for more passing plays. They're trying to generate more team plays essentially. So of course they're going to try to counteract that with trying to cut off some of those angles a little bit earlier. So, I mean, I really feel like you have to have multiple kind of just plays going into just any type of match, regardless of who it's going to be against. I'm not too sure how Team Revenge played against 1,000 Dreams last night as far as their play style went.
Mhm.
So, like I said beforehand, I'm really kind of curious as to how they approach this one.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how that really comes in here as being a linear team that really has one way of getting through the pitches. Like you said, it's really is a recipe for disaster. Just because at these higher level of Rocket League, when you have teams who compete in the RLCS quals, these aren't just the SSLs that are in rank that they do this on the off time. No, these teams are repping an org. They understand that they're here to perform on the main stage. So it's gonna be interesting to see the way they try to adapt and really just try to throw different looks at each other. As it really is who can adapt, who can become creative and really connect with those teammates. But the aggression is something we're gonna have to watch out for. Those demo plays, being able to alleviate that goal line where you can get that advantage of a 2v3 opportunity when you're getting that push forward, as well on the defensive when you see an entire onslaught of passing attacks. Getting that demo just helps open up and helps cover the zones a little bit more. So it's gonna be really interesting. Both these teams probably in that Discord call, probably just saying, oh, hey guys, we're just gonna go into this one, grab number one, get number two, and just try to sweep through it. But huge confidence is what's needed. But if you're in, let's say, Team Revenge's Discord call, what are you really saying to the team?
I mean, just kind of be cool, calm, and collective. You know, that's personally just play the best to your ability. That's what I kind of always tell the team essentially as well. So they need to play their game too. They need to establish their presence. This is a very, very solid team. They've been playing, at least as far as Steel and Spatial, they've been playing together since like November. Sarge is a new addition to the team. I threw the stat line out here last week. Sarge coming onto this team, they won that $30 Frost Esports tournament that Monday.
Nice.
That Sarge got essentially added to that roster. So I mean, they have shown signs of them clicking together. It just hasn't came to fruition just yet on the field in some of these big matchups that they have, you know, kind of had the chance to kind of prove themselves with. You know, we talked about Team Revenge last week with Team Meteor. Everybody pretty much just saying Team Meteor across the board. No matter who you asked, anybody in the hallway, regardless, everybody said Team Meteor is going to take this one, probably either in a 4-0 sweep or maybe 4-2 at best. And Team Revenge came out here and proved why they should be here. I think taking out Team Meteor game number 1 and taking that series lead, you know, 1-0. But it went to a best of game 7, Wolfie. I'm not sure if you're too familiar with this, but it went to a game number 7 where Team Revenge lost in the final seconds. They had a chance to score, didn't score, and essentially lost by 1 goal in the final seconds of game number 7.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, so this team is definitely there. They can perform at that level. It just depends on what Team Revenge shows up tonight.
Yeah, it really is. And not knowing that beforehand, Team Meteor, a great squad, a really good
Yeah.
organization behind them. And the guys on the pitch, no different. As right now, we're currently just waiting on everyone to come get into this lobby. Team Revenge almost loading in there. It shows you how excited they're ready to play right now. They're saying, hey, let's get to it. It's already ready past 8 Central, 9 Eastern. So we're hungry. We're ready to play. But we will see how weekends going as a potential server reset coming in here.
Yeah, you know, just testing some of the servers and stuff like that. You've seen a couple of people just joining in and, you know, just testing the latency. It happens in Rocket League, you know, it happens at the professional level too. We just don't see it at the professional level. It was kind of shocking to me the first time I actually seen it. I thought these guys were like playing a game, you know, RLCS style when I was producing one day. I thought they were playing a game. I was like, oh my God, I'm late for my cues. Are you guys ready to go? And then like they're typing in the chat, don't worry, this is just a ping test. I'm like, wait, that happens? So yes. So essentially that's what's going on the back end of stuff right now, is that these teams are kind of just joining right now, trying to get an established server essentially, trying to get something down. So, you know, because latency is a huge thing in Rocket League. You know, on my screen I might hit the ball, on your screen I might pixel hit that and it goes flying right by me for a goal.
Yeah, that ping right now, we want to make sure it is the best as possible because, like you said, it went right past you, went to the other goal, and these guys are playing at such a high speed that one little glitch can be the difference between that save and that make. So these teams want to make sure that they're saying, hey, Rocket League, get your servers right. That's not who they want to blame here tonight. If anything, they want to be like, guys, we kind of we did that, but, you know, blaming Psyonix is always a great bet.
Yeah, you always gotta blame the servers. It's never your fault. It's never your teammates' fault. It's the servers. It's the Rocket League servers. And until you know, Psyonix kind of gives, you know, smaller you know, melon patch people, you know, essentially private corporations when they're running their own tournaments, their own leagues and things like that, control of like the servers to reset them, kind of pause and reset the stat line, things of that nature, then I mean this is what we have to kind of deal with. We have to kind of depend on what Psyonix kind of gives us as far as servers go. So I mean, like I said, I talked about it beforehand. It happens, but it's just something that's a part of the game. But back to the topic at hand, though, how do you feel like 1,000 Dreams is going to approach this one, Wolfie? Are you familiar
Well,
with 1,000 Dreams or no?
currently, I'm familiar with them a bit. I have not cast. I don't believe I've cast one before, but they were in my Too Hot Christmas bash. So a squad
Yeah.
that Wolf was also there. Great job there. Actually, for Team Revenge,
That was
both these
fun. No,
teams, both these
wait,
teams
wait, no, no, no,
are
no, no,
two.
no, no. Whoa, before you go there, I will say this. Okay, let's talk about that for a second because I remember we were looking for another person to kind of play. I
Yeah.
saw Team Revenge, and it wasn't the true Team Revenge. So I mean, I know we kind of labeled them as the true Team Revenge there
Mm.
inside your tournament, that Whoopie Too Hot Bash, but it wasn't the true Team Revenge team.
Okay.
They came into that one with like maybe a 5 minute notice tops. So I was like, hey,
They
you guys
did.
want to play in this? They said yes. On top of that, they scrambled together. I believe it was only Spatial, Steel, and I think they might have took I want to say it was Jumpy maybe, and he plays on the B team of
Mm.
the Team Revenge teams. It's called Revenge Red. I don't like to call it the B team because they're all better players than I am. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I think it might have been him. It might have been Jumpy in that situation. So it wasn't the true Team Revenge. We can't really gauge it too much on this one, Whoopi.
Oh, it looks like Team Revenge is gonna live up to their name here. Said, hey, that wasn't us last time. We're looking for revenge. We're looking to clear our name out here tonight. And for another squad that was in that Too Hot Christmas bash, I think that's some good redemption for them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want to see these two teams kind of like face off against each other. We can kind of stop the speculation essentially at this point and just see who the better team is today. Because
Yeah.
for a fact, both of these teams, like I talked about beforehand, they're both on the cusp. They're both right there in the bubble scene, very prominent names, and essentially can pop off at any given moment once they either get the right team, like teammates or whatever, or once they just kind of start to click together and start to band together. So I really just want to see who the better team is and who decides to come play today, because that's what it comes down to. Even at the professional level, whoever joins, whoever wants to play, that's what it comes down to.
It really is. And ladies and gentlemen, drop your predictions in chat. We don't have anything up right now, but throw who you all think is going to come away with it. We'll have whoever's moderating count them by hand just to make his life difficult. But we'll see if we can see who the Twitch chat is trying to think, because sometimes Twitch chat, they know something we don't. I don't know how they do it, but sometimes they just know how to bring up the upsets or the team that's gonna win. So really looking at how what they're thinking is gonna be interesting to see, as we're still waiting on here. And you have to ask yourself, 1KD has not shown up just yet. Thankfully, due to some server issues, this allows us to really get these things handled behind the stage. But now, with 2 minutes, actually 60 seconds until 10 minutes here, are we gonna have to start worrying about 1KD not showing up?
Ooh, I mean, that would be a pretty interesting little tidbit of information there for if they don't show up. I don't know why as to why they wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
That would be crazy to kind of see that happen. But I want to see a match. I want to give the people a match for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want people to enjoy this. Melon Patch League provides the bubble scene. You know what I mean? Like this is,
Yeah.
if you think bubble scene, you think kind of Melon Patch League. You know what I mean? This is one of the very few leagues that has a bunch of teams in here that, like I said, can play for day 2, day 3. Oh, 100K is joining right now. Can play for day 2, day 3 in the RLCS and make it through like a Shopify Rebellion team or like a Gentleman's team. You know what I mean? Like just that
Yeah.
underdog team that kind of came from nowhere. And I say nowhere in quotations because we all know that they started here in the MPL, they started at IGL, they started in Tactical Banditry, wherever they come from, or some of these leagues that or tournaments that the guys all play in. We know where they came from because we're sitting here casting them.
Yeah, I love that point. Sometimes you get to see those teams just really work through the ranks, like Vibrance, for instance. Like you were talking about teams that I remember Vibrance was in the first Beyond Rank Caster Clash, and they won that. They won that, and then the next weekend or 2 weekends after that, they went in to make day 3. So it's great to see these type of teams, Team Revenge, 1KD teams are like you said on the cusp of day 3s. And, it kind of makes it all more sweeter, seeing their development and seeing like, dang, dude, I remember casting them in that MPL. I remember casting them for an indie gaming league match, and it really is warms our hearts, and I think that makes it even better for us here in the booth. Is we have that history with these squads, and I just think it just really brings to more of the match when there's so much more of an atmosphere. There's stuff where we can pull from that we can say, hey, this team has been a team that's really been trying to get their name out there, and just the little steps, and that's why we're here in the Melon Patch League. That's why we have to thank everyone behind the scenes that really are able to get these type of games going and these tournaments going, because you never really know how your team's gonna perform on a given day, and yeah, sometimes certain wins can just give you the confidence for you just to blow up.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple of names here that some fans might recognize here in the MPL. So if you guys want to watch your guys' favorite potential RLCS team, hop on a bandwagon early. Some of the teams in here: Empire Esports, you got Rain Esports, Escape Velocity, Circuitry Gaming, who's made day 3, Short Circuit Gaming, Untamed Esports. We've seen them before. Yeah. Prestige Esports. They're going to be on here tomorrow. I only know that because I'm going to be casting that match tomorrow. I believe with Gaugen tomorrow. And then you got 1000 Dreams, Valkyrie Array, Lights Out, Synergy, a team that I've casted for before and seen it in the bubble scene quite a bit as well. That has Courtney, Kira, and Sway on that team. So, I mean, a lot of teams, a lot of bubble scene teams come through the Melon Patch Gaming, and hats off to production, hats off to Volts and everybody behind the scenes, like you said, the organizers essentially, because they did a very, very good job kind of, emailing these teams and kind of getting them all here collectively to put on a great show for you guys and get some good practice in as well.
And talking about getting everyone in the same place, it looks like everyone's in the server, ready to go. Servers are looking good. We're ready in the booth. We're on the edge of our seats. The people at home have their snacks, have their drinks ready. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 of this MPL series.
Let's go, Whoopi. It's about time, and it's about to throw down. You see a 50-50 early on from Steel. And for 1000 Dreams right there at midfield, and quickly going to capitalize on that one with Sarge, but he brings it back to the other side of the field for some reason. And Wolfie, crucial. I always talk about this pretty much every time I cast, but kickoffs in 3v3s and just Rocket League in general are just so crucial to setting up some offense and defense for teams.
Yeah, being able to start off the game hot really helps you, as right there you almost saw a quick goal by Team Revenge, who has just come out blazing. They're trying to really take it to 1KD and make him uncomfortable.
100%. You see 2 demolitions coming out early. We talked about the demolitions too. It's something that the pros are starting to kind of incorporate more into their game as well. Look at this infield pass right here from Starch to Steel. Spatial just missing contact with that one as well. But the demolitions starting to come out at the pro level as well. So they're starting to see kind of how things start to open up as far as defensively and offensively with some demolition plays. I know it was kind of frowned upon beforehand in the pro scene, kind of taking out some of the best players in here and not leading to some of these highlight plays like this one almost from Steel right here.
If you're given an opportunity, you should take it. It's put into the mechanics for a reason. These teams are going to try to use full effect. Spectacle putting that ball mid, double commit, push it off to the corner as 1KD trying to get something going, but Insanity just having to watch that ball go behind his head after a good counter attack by Revenge.
Yeah, that was almost a good attempt. That was a good attempt right there from Starge. He was trying to kind of get that one to go his way, just to shoot it a little bit too high. It wasn't really anybody's fault, but taking a little bit of a risk there, almost paying off in his favor. But just kind of that ball leading upfield. I think that was Steel that was passing that one to him. So that was a pretty good chance right there from Steel to Sarge, but just a missed opportunity right there early on for Team Revenge. Now on the flip side of things, we have 1000 Dreams knocking on the door. Zinviz. I'm sorry, I said Zenith. I was thinking Zenith in my head for some reason. Almost coming up with that one too, putting a shot onto Team Revenge's goal there. Look at this pinch right here in the corner, Whoopie, and a mistake early on from Team Revenge. Steel scores this one.
Great job there by 1003. Zenith just getting an amazing pinch on and just hit the top of that corner perfectly. Able to use the accuracy to their advantage, and 1000 Dreams gives himself the lead.
That was just a missed touch right there from Steel. He's such a great player. One of the leaders, I believe the team captain on this Revenge team as well. I'm not sure if they even classify people as captains or not on Team Revenge, but I know he's, I've been following Steel for quite some time now. Just a phenomenal player on the cusp of just kind of breaking through as well. Here comes Spatial now, 50-50 midfield, bopping this one back over to the 1000 Dream side. Let's quickly put right at that center field line. You see Xena taking out Spatial at midfield as well. That's what we're talking about right there. That demolition at the midfield line opened that lane up for Insanity to kind of get something going there.
Talk about getting going. Zin trying to get a pass towards mid, but a good cutout. Able to use a Rocket League Kai Q to take that backboard, and you have to love the way these squads are really coming down and putting themselves in situations before they even happen. Their teams have to continue looking forward, but the creativity is going to be at an all-time high as Zin trying to get a double tap off the 50, wins it, but can't put a ball on.
That was a great read right there. Team Revenge escaping from that one. Look at Sarge right here off the back wall now. Steel trying to pre-jump this one. Shoots at the far post, and it's in. The Sarge to Steel connection ties this ball game right back up, Whoopi.
We're talking about the teamwork before this game started, and we see it here. Everybody on Team Revenge had a touch on that ball, gives themselves the equalizer in a crucial situation. 1:44 to go.
Still anybody's ball game in my personal opinion too. Both of these teams just battling pretty much for field position this whole entire time, but doing a very good job at the defensive side of things as well. As Spatial floats that one right there at the goal line. A little missed opportunity right there for Spatial, but I don't think he was expecting that one to kind of go the way that it did, and pretty much expecting to probably get some help as well on the back end from Team Revenge.
Zenith putting a ball on. Sarge able to put that ball away and continue on the touch. Sarge gets taken away, grabs full boost, but 1KD has been taken away possession. Stealing that one, but no go.
Very, very close one right there. Huge save from Insanity on the Thousand Dreams, and Steel on the back end as well. Saving this one, keeping Team Revenge in the game as well. Under a minute to go now. We'll be looking at a potential overtime matchup. I'm not sure if this is going to make it there, though. A couple of these shots are just keeping us on the edge of our seats here. Insanity popping that one and driving it through the lane there. Zenith trying to set something up there for Zin. Oh my God, the lane opens up and Steel saves it again. How did he do this one?
You've been talking about how his team trusts them, and that's why able to come in clutch in those crucial situations. 30 seconds remaining. Both these teams not giving an inch. Who can be able to take it for themselves?
No idea. Final 20 seconds now. Here comes Insanity trying to get something going here for Thousand Dreams. Is it going to find the look that he wants? Spatial now, bring it over to the orange side of the field. Steel off the side. Here comes Sarge up the side wall, trying to get it passed down to somebody at mid. Here Spatial, keeping it there, puts a shot towards net, trying to get something here. Nobody on the follow-up touch. Steel just softly touches that one, and we're heading to overtime in game number 1. And this is how close I felt like this series looked on paper, Wolfie.
This is why we're here, and this is why we waited. We took a little while to get into the servers, but ladies and gentlemen, these teams are bringing out everything. Game 1 OT. They're not really trying to hold much back. It's Spatical trying to find a path towards mid. Can't get much as Insanity leads into the corner, and Zin pushing this ball forward.
It's a shot right there as well. Saved by Sarge, though. Insanity has just been setting up this 1000 Dreams team, and you have to think that something has to crack on Team Revenge's defense eventually, because at this point in time, I really feel that 1000 Dreams is in complete control as far as the passing lanes go. Look at Sarge, though, with the demolition on the back end. And this one opens up, and it's saved by Sarge as well. How does Team Revenge keep on escaping with these ones?
Honestly, you're the best clue. You just can say, hey, we're just better. I don't know what to tell you at this point. We're able to come away here and do the impossible after having to get this ball in this bad situation. Ball lives, Spatical able to alleviate that, and Steel just putting on a pressure shot.
Yeah, you have to kind of start generating some sort of pressure on the other side of the field to kind of, make them start to respect your offense a little bit as well. So good job by Steel trying to bring that one upfield, but short-lived though. But here comes Spatial now. He did have a hat trick last week against that very, very tough Team Meteor team. Here comes Steel to Spatial. Spatial gonna score this one, and Team Revenge takes game 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras out. That was a highlight play. Absolute great pass there. An even better placement. Unfortunately, Insanity just a hair off, giving Team Revenge the win.
Yeah, we talked about the team plays that were going to happen in this matchup, and we talked about the different approaches potentially that both teams were going to kind of, try to approach this one. Even more importantly, we said last night, Team Revenge took on 1000 Dreams in the Team Revenge $100 tournament, and 1000 Dreams took that one. It was only a game number 1. It was only one game essentially, but Team Revenge getting a little bit of revenge here.
Yeah, Team Revenge. Then, last night you said it was only a best of one. So, these
Yeah.
teams really didn't get much time to get themselves ready and really get going. And Team Revenge saying, hey, if we had to do another best of one, if this was it, we would have taken that here tonight. So, this team in a good situation, they're going to have to giving themselves that type of, those type of looks. But it's going to be an interesting game number 2 as this squad now on the president of just getting themselves a second game where they can really just take a hold and take over the match.
Yeah, I want to reiterate to everybody. I believe this is a best of 7. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wolfie. Right? It's a best of 7.
Are you all
in these
right?
matchups.
I had a brain fart.
Yeah, so these are a best of 7. So I mean, we're in it for the long haul, ladies and gentlemen. I can't foresee this matchup going to a best of 7. Now, if you're Team Revenge, you don't want that to kind of happen. Essentially, if you're 1,000 Dreams, you don't want that to happen either, because, like I said, these teams stack up very, very well on paper against one another. Only one goal and in overtime separating that game number 1 away from both of these teams.
Zenith watching this down, allowing Insanity a chance to get going. Mid pass there, trying to keep this first possession. Flick on, Steel says no. Continue on the good defense we saw from his last game. They're going to need that here. Can't get a touch. And that ball just slowly left in the corner.
Fortunate right there. Missed opportunity as well. Here comes Spatial now. Still has a chance at this one. Definitely feeling himself after the overtime goal, but you got to thank Steel for that beautiful pass. Setting him that one up on the right-hand side there. So hats off once again. I'm still kind of stuck in that overtime matchup. I still can't believe how that one ended, as this one's going to find its way through for Insanity.
Great job there by Insanity, able to put that ball on, and we saw 1KD get the lead last time. They're able to do it again.
Taking the lead early on. Team Revenge definitely has to respond. Still plenty of time. No time to panic just yet. You have a lot of time on the clock. 4 minutes remaining, but we have seen some crazy matches in our day, Wolfie, where essentially sometimes that first team to score kind of starts to stall the clock out just a tad bit. Nice air dribble right here from Spatial, showing off a little bit of the mechanics here. But sometimes these teams kind of get a little bit comfortable with that 1-goal lead and start playing more defensively.
And that's something you're going to have to look for. This squad, if they want a chance to continue on, they have to put their foot on the gas and not slow down. Like you said, a lot of time left for this Team Revenge squad to get revenge. So another goal should help just push them onto a better position. But Sarge, not trying to allow that to happen. This ball just get a little ping pong match in mid.
This is what happens at the higher level. I feel like every time I cast, I kind of talk about the ping pong match that kind of starts to show itself on the field, but it's a crucial one. It's a battle. It's not only a battle of wits, but it's a battle of rotation. It's a battle of just pretty much who's going to have that perfect touch. But more importantly, it's a battle of boost control. If you start to starve either the offense or the defense in that situation, it starts to kind of set this panic situation because, hey, you're at a low boost. Like Sarge right here coming across midfield only has 8 boosts and wastes all that to kind of get it back at 0. But if they were still stuck on the defensive end of things, they would be playing this possession totally differently.
Spatical trying to push that down. Demo helps alleviate some of the offense, and that ball gets put away. The aggression's coming out in full throws as Zin taking it away again off this side. And you have to love the way 1KD has really understood and placed themselves in those nice spots and learned from that last game. This ball going down. Can it go in? Spin. Able to push it away again as 1KD able to hold on.
I don't know how they're getting these saves. And like we talked about beforehand, essentially, Team Revenge was escaping and playing some phenomenal defense in game number 1, and now it's 1,000 Dreams that are playing the phenomenal defense because Team Revenge has kind of found their funk essentially in this game right here and starting to show a little bit more life and starting to show a little bit more offense, but they desperately need that because we're approaching that 2-minute mark in this matchup.
And coming into this 2-minute warning, not much time left for Team Revenge. They were able to get a goal with less time here, so not much time to hit that panic button. This team's gonna have to put on just their focus goggles and say, hey, we have to go to work now. We can't allow this series to get tied up, and able to get 2 games in the best of 7, while it may not be the end of the world, it really sets you up to get the other team in their heads, and that demo puts them in the grave as Spatical ties the matchup.
Wow. Steel to Spatial once again. Sarge getting involved too, getting a demolition on the goal line. Absolutely phenomenal team performance right there for Team Revenge. And more importantly, this one's tied up 1-1. Are we going to see another overtime matchup, Wolfie?
I am here for it, you know. I can't ask for anything less. Spoil us. Keep doing it. Give us some amazing Rocket League. You know, give us the content. I love the content.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what the fans are here to see. You know, we're here to see the content. We're not here to, you know, have us talk about it. We're here to see the content. Exactly. Yeah, especially, you know, these teams, like we talk. I'm gonna keep reiterating this and kind of regurgitating it at this point. Very well matched up. I said it. I can see this going to a game 7. If it goes to overtime every single time, save right there for Steel. I can kind of foresee that happening too.
At this point, I'm not doubting anybody from any squad. Every time I feel that there's a ball about to get scored, they just find a way to come in there. And Steel's been a huge part in why Team Revenge has been looking so good here tonight, has been playing good on both portions. They're going to need him to continue that and gets the demo just to continue taking off the offense off his side.
Yeah, Steel was, you know, kind of playing the third man against that Team Meteor squad. And not to take anything away from the rest of the boys here on Team Revenge, but he definitely wasn't playing as that #1 man like how I'm used to kind of seeing him play. Look at Sarge here with the interception, might have something going. But I mean, here comes Steel now in the reverse. Whoa, where did he come from? Close one right there. Good save by Insanity, but Steel kind of being at that #1 spot makes sense to me. You know, he's that type of player. He is that very, very good player. In my eyes, he's a rank A player. If you're talking about 6-man's, you know, kind of ranks. And essentially, he needs to kind of take over in these matchups and kind of be that lead man for Team Revenge once again.
Can he do it, ladies and gentlemen? Can he evolve from A to S and continue showing that he is the man to be feared on this pitch? Insanity takes away, gives it off to Sarge off a nice boom. Insanity off the side in the corner, and that ball just taken out.
Very, very close one, and we're heading to another matchup, another overtime, and this one, Thousand Dreams kind of in scoring position now as Zen. I don't know where my brain is going right now, but my apologies to 1,000 Dreams. Here comes Insanity now trying to have the follow-up touch, and the pressure right now on Team Revenge, they desperately need to clear, and they're going to get this one on a steal.
Zen taking this himself, able to get a touch, but Sarge still able to get it off the backboard. Another touch, no. And that ball cleared away. A Spaticle should be able to hold on to this ball.
Here comes Spatial now, up the right-hand side. Trying to get something going here. Is going to lose possession now. Here comes 1,000 Dreams. Look at this pass right here off of Zenith's head. Trying to get something going for maybe Insanity at midfield, trying to get a pass going to him. And I haven't really seen the team plays just develop just yet for 1,000 Dreams like I've seen for Team Revenge.
So far, 1KD, their passing lanes have really crumbled. You saw it early with that first goal. That's how they were able to get it. But it seems that Revenge has been able to stifle them there and not give them the same type of looks. And we said that before this match started. How can they adjust and continue trying to adapt to the play style put in front of them, as well as be creative and change it up when needed? We've seen that happen. 1KD still looking for a different twist in the offense to help him get this overtime, but Steel trying to take it off the crossbar. No, sir.
That was so close for Steel, kind of getting that downward shot right in front of the net there. Here comes Spatial now, has a little bit of a boost and a dream, and Zen gonna go ahead and take over on this one. Zenith, I mean. Zenith now loses possession to Sarge at midfield. Sarge doing a good job having that pop right there, but it's quickly intercepted. Steel left in the 1v2 situation, and somehow this one doesn't go through.
What?
Sarge saves this one out of the box as well on the goal line, and Team Revenge keeps this one out and stays alive.
You know what they say, sometimes great teams, they need a little bit of luck to go their way for them to continue being great, and that's what we saw here. Great teams know how to get Lady Luck on their side, and coming into almost another half, we're coming into another half of Rocket League, and these squads have really been putting all on it. Who can find a way to put the dagger and end it? 1KD looking to tie the series up one apiece, and right now Team Revenge trying not to allow it to happen.
There it is right there, Wolfie. There's the bump play. Insanity leads to an open net. Zenith just being a nuisance. Sarge had that one dead to rights. And Zenith with the bump play ties this series up.
Great job there by 1KD. When we're talking about their teamwork, I want to say 30 seconds, I honestly feel that they're hearing us and they're like, oh, you don't think we can do teamwork? All right, how about this in your face? It's like, dude, what? Where'd that come from? But great job by 1,000 Dreams. This series now tied.
Yeah, it's called like the caster curse, or essentially I like to call myself a coach. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when I'm casting, the teams kind of hear me and they start to kind of implement my game plans. So you're welcome for that, Thousand Dreams.
And Thousand Dream may have to try to cut a check to you if they're able to come out here alive. But still, game number 3. Not the pivot game
Yeah.
we're used to seeing in game 5. So these teams can go down this one and still try to run it back. But very important game. They do not want to allow themselves to really get too far away from them. Great job by 1KD. But time for a bounce back to see if we can get it by Team Revenge.
100%. Time for a bounce back for both of these teams. You know, like you said, some momentum now going for 1,000 Dreams, tying this series right back up and picking up right where we left off. You see early on demolition from Zin onto Spatial. Insanity kind of keeping this one over on the Team Revenge side of things as well. Spatial spawns in, goes right back for the ball. And this is a tough situation for Steel to be in, but you know, kind of handles that one with grace as Sarge spawns right back in as well. And some of the sparks are starting to fly now. You're seeing more demolitions, and this is only, look, as we almost on cue. Look at this one from Steel, though. What? How does it get this one?
Looking back at this replay, see what happens. Able to pop that up and put it into a good corner. Yeah, he's just better. Look at that. That's skill.
He's peeking. He's out here peeking right now.
He's peeking.
Yeah, but like I was talking about, though, the demolitions, only not even 30 seconds into this game, and I think we probably have like 5 demolitions, and this one goes through as well. It's tied right back up at 431.
Yeah, and that was a great job there, able to get that follow. And we talked about the potential threats of kickoffs in that first game at the very beginning, and we see it here, game number 3, 2 games later in the first 30 seconds, being the reason that this game is back at a tiebreaker.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, that's why I always bring it up every single time I cast. And this one almost finds its way through. Steel almost gets his second goal. And the goalpost working against him instead of working with him there. And that goalpost, I tell you what, sometimes it's your best friend and sometimes it's your enemy.
No, I think it was just giving it back. It gave Team Revenge a good save last game. So it's like a bad ump in baseball. Just okay, the makeup call. My bad.
Oh, here comes Spatial now. Going to put this one. He threads the needle. On the left-hand side, Spatial finds the back of the net.
Spatial using all the space there, and that 50 right there, and reason he was able to come away with it, the way they've been able to get those 50 games so far is the most crucial part at these high levels, and it shows you there, first 60 seconds, 3 goals scored already.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. I mean, we went from essentially only a couple of goals being scored in the first 2 games, essentially now to a minute being off of the clock, and it's already a 3-goal game for both of these teams. So, I mean, maybe these teams are starting to kind of figure each other out here. Maybe, the mental fatigue has something to kind of do with it. You just played a whole, 3-minute overtime matchup. Something has to start to kind of develop here for both of these teams, though, you have to think, Wolfie.
Try to get that going as Spatical looking for Steel again. That connection has been there all night and continue trying to go to it past mid. Zenith able to take it away, leads into the corner for Spatical to try to reset his offense. Passes to defender, but can't get the third.
Very, very close one right there. I want to see 1,000 Dreams kind of, tie this ball game right back up. I really feel like Team Revenge is getting a little bit comfortable here. Here comes Insanity off the right-hand wall, gets the flip reset. Maybe, no, just misses that one. I don't understand how he doesn't get the flip reset there, because I saw all 4 wheels touch that one, but regardless, it's still on the Team Revenge side, so 1,000 Dreams not done with their offensive transition just yet. Insanity trying to 50-50 Steel. Steel's going to go ahead and win that transaction right there. Zenith going to try to slow some things down, maybe. Yeah, Sarge shoots it over to the corner, so 1,000 Dreams still kind of threatening, but at the same time, now they're starting to back up Wolfie.
Steel trying to get something in, putting it off to the side. And, these teams already had a lot of time to get acclimated, so the offense coming out in droves shouldn't be too surprising, but it seems to have cooled down. It seems to be a quick 60 seconds of burst as these teams have started to get defensive, but Sword's trying to change that, but couldn't connect.
Just some huge missed opportunity right there. Going up by 2 goals. I think that would be the biggest lead that we've seen so far in the series. Everything's been pretty much kept to 1 goal. And we've yet to see somebody go up by 2 goals just yet in this game, or in this matchup, I should say. So Sarge missing that opportunity. Going to see if he can kind of make it up on the back end of things. Here comes Spatial now, off the right side wall, and that's just a good read right there from Spatial, and the pass is through to Steel.
Yeah, great. Look at the bumpkin. Steel able to get that there, which allows them just to get in a little discombobulated, leaves an open net, and this team rolling. 2-goal lead with under 2 minutes to go. Can this team hold on, or is 1000 Dreams able to get a comeback?
So plenty of time left for 1000 Dreams to kind of start something here, but at the same time, you have to kind of start to hurry up here, because I really feel like the longer this goes on, I really feel that Team Revenge is going to start to kind of heat up. So, and I have seen these guys score plenty of goals beforehand, you know, 6, 7, 8 goals sometimes in a single game. But then at the same time, Wolfie, come back the next game and only score 1 or 2. So, I mean, right now, it's classic Team Revenge for me, as Spatial saves that one off the back wall, almost waterfalling, almost giving 1000 Dreams a setup on the offensive side of things.
Steal, the interception, and gets the goal, gives his team the 4th one here, and gets his hat trick.
I don't understand how he reads these. I don't understand. Somebody please tell me. I don't get it. But like, more important, like you said, gets himself a hat trick, 3 goals. I talked about how crucial it was for Steel to kind of take over as that #1 man on this Team Revenge team, and he's doing so right now in this game number 3.
Typical almost had an almost 5th goal there. Need to connect, but you know, if you're a 1000 Dreams fan, you're kind of just sighing relief, because it really does look like Revenge has started to connect with everyone. They seem to be a little bit more warmed up, as 4 goals this game, able to really come in and put those first 2 games together and get the same amount. So we'll see if they can come in here and finish it off. But you know, 40 seconds, 3 goals, it's still time for 1KD.
Hey, listen, I'm a firm believer that this is Rocket League and anything crazy could kind of happen, but I'm also an analytical type person, and I'm not going to say a mathematician magician? Did I just say magician? Any Hooser. I'm not going to say, I'm comfortable to say I feel like Team Revenge is going to pull this one out. If 1000 Dreams scores a couple of goals here and there, then I really feel like it's not going to matter at this point.
And Insanity, trying to pull the rabbit out of his hat, gets some of his own magic here, cuts his lead down by half, 13 seconds left, and now we're going to a crucial part we're talking about, a kickoff.
Yeah, we've seen an early goal early on for 1000 Dreams in that first minute of the game for a kickoff goal here. You see Steel trying to cover up that early shooting lane right there. Is cheating up right there. There's a couple of good kickoff techniques that they can kind of implement here, but final seconds taken away. All Team Revenge so far in game number 3, and that right there is going to kill it right outside the orange box. Then Team Revenge is going to take game number 3 in this best of 7.
Great job by Team Revenge here. Really looked to finally be in their own pace, have came in here and put 12 shots on to the 401KD. So when you're able to get 3 times the amount of shots your opposition gets, it really is a test of how well your team has been.
Exactly. I feel like everything's kind of clicking on all cylinders, essentially in that matchup, in that game. But I would like to point out, like I talked about beforehand, I have seen Team Revenge kind of pop off in some of these games where they score a lot of goals, and then next series or next goal, or sorry, my apologies, next game kind of come out and be a little stagnant in the goal department, and maybe losing a series by not scoring enough goals. But that's just how Rocket League is, you know. Like I talked about beforehand in the pre-games, it depends on who shows up to play every single game.
We'll see which one of these players is able to get the bull by their horns and just say, hey, this is our match. We're going to be able to come in here, and 1KD cannot let Team Revenge get away with this one and go up 3-1, because you're basically in a territory where you're going to have to almost get a reverse sweep on the hands, and things get kind of tricky. You don't want to put yourself in that type of mental state. So Team Revenge trying to play spoiler, get this, but 1KD, crucial swing game.
Yeah, definitely need to try to tie the series right back up if you're 1000 Dreams, because like you said, you don't want to kind of have that mental aspect leading into this one. It's more of a mental game too. Rocket League, huge mental game. You know, so going down by 2 games instead of just that 1 game is going to, you know, kind of affect your demeanor a lot and start to have you play a lot more aggressive and change the whole entire play style up.
We'll see how they change play style here as the aggression gets a little bump. Talking about aggression, last thing you want to do is start getting a little domestic violence on the pitch, but these teams trying to set back up. Steel puts him to the corner, trying to get another touch on this ball. Puts it mid, open net, Zin comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know how he gets that touch right there. 3v2 situation essentially in favor of 1,000 Dreams, but nobody was inside the goal there. Everybody kind of rotating back and somehow just gets enough to kind of cross that off to the left-hand side of the net.
Sarge trying to win the 50 there. Spatical now is going to have to try to retreat. Zen for a second touch. Can't get much, but Insanity still pushing on the edge. Spatical not allowing too much as this ball just being chaotically hit in that corner for no one to prevail and still going.
Here comes Zenith now trying to get something going, keep the possession over on the Team Revenge side. Quickly cut off early though by Spatial. Zin off the back wall, easy read right there for Steel. If it was anybody else on that back wall other than Steel, I thought that maybe would have potentially had a chance there. But I mean, I'm not trying to say Steel is, you know, inhuman by any means, because he does make some mistakes here and there. But at the same time, I really do feel like if it was anybody else on that back wall, then 1,000 Dreams would have had a chance in the offensive segment there.
You're gonna have to continue looking at him, you know, and that's something that you have to look for as well, is take the opportunities that are given to you. Sometimes, even at this level, players make mistakes, and the team that's able to capitalize on those mistakes is usually a team that's able to come out the victor. But they're gonna have to try not to hurt themselves here. Spatical trying to take this off the wall, wins the 50, keeps it in the corner, but Zen again taking that ball away. But Sarge just reading it all the entire time.
Oh, that one almost sneaks its way through as well. Very, very close one. And the Team Revenge is just kind of teeing off at the net at this point. Escaping with this one is 1,000 Dreams. Here comes Zenith now at midfield, trying to go for the bump play. He gets the bump, and it's covered up by Sarge as well on the back end. I don't understand how that one doesn't sneak through, but Team Revenge and 1,000 Dreams, these guys have been playing phenomenal defense, kind of covering each other's tracks here. Still not done. 1,000 Dreams. Zin on the offensive side, pops this one off the back wall. You have to think the cross is there for Zenith. And here comes
what
the
save
by Sarge again. How is he doing this? I don't understand, Wolfie.
I'm speechless on that one. From the angle that we had, he was nowhere to be seen, and just showing you they're willing to come out of the woodworks for this squad. You have to love the resilience by Team Revenge, as a totally different game than what we saw last match. Already in the 2 minutes left in this one, and no one's been able to score a goal, where in that first 60 seconds we saw three on the score line.
Yeah, absolutely crazy defense right now being generated by Team Revenge, but the sheer amount of pressure from 1,000 Dreams is awesome to see from this team. You know, like you said, kind of waking up at this point, seeing the level that they have to play at, and kind of matching that pace as well. And just, I really haven't seen too many relevant takes from Team Revenge at this point, so they desperately need a clear here and start to get something going on the offensive side of things.
Trying to get going, Sat. Trying to go at Sarge, unable to, as Zen pushed that ball away. And a minute and a half. Will we go to an OT, or will one of these teams able to find it here? Still a lot of time to be played. Anything can happen in any second. The 50 off the backboard. It looked good, but it didn't go in.
And I talked about this, Wolfie. I talked about it, how you seen Team Revenge last matchup, the sheer amount of goals that they just generate, and then they come out and they look stagnant. I mean, it's almost like I cast these guys, am I right? But, I mean, somebody or something has to break for one of these teams. There has to be a chink in one of these armors. Here comes Steel now trying to take over. Had a hat trick last game, trying to add on to one and put Team Revenge up early, or late in this matchup, but not going to find its way through. Steel still has this one, a little bit maybe of a mistouch. How does he get this 50? What is going on? This one's going to waterfall, have a chance right here for 1,000 Dreams as well, and Steel gets the clear.
On the offensive, Revenge trying to find something here. 30 seconds remaining here, ladies and gentlemen, in game number 4. Currently, this Team Revenge squad trying to go 3-1 in this series, but you have to love the way 1 KD has been allowing themselves to continue staying in this match. I honestly felt the way they're giving up goals, that defense just finally cracked to the pressure, but it seems that they just said, hey, we're just at the little evolving period. We're just getting that shell a little extra thick. We left too many goals, and we're here for the long haul, and we're here for another OT.
Not OT yet. We still have 0 seconds on the clock. Here comes Steel, trying to shoot this one, maybe for the double touch, and just out of his reach. That was a beautiful pass by Spatial to try to put Team Revenge up at the final seconds of the game there. And Wolfie, just a little bit of stats here. 1,000 Dreams, 6 shots on net in this 5-minute matchup. Team Revenge, only 5. So, I mean, Team Revenge doing a great job defensively, picking up 5 saves as well. Thousand Dreams picking up only 3 saves. So, I mean, like I talked about, this Team Revenge defense is just playing phenomenal, but 1,000 Dreams just quickly knocking on the door once again.
That's something they had to pick up on. Remember last time, Revenge with 12 goals to the 4 of 1KD. So this team able to keep it a little more contested, reason that score lines like this, but it's overtime, a whole new ball game. These teams are going to have to try to pull something out. And that one almost hits off an amazing flip.
I don't understand how this doesn't go in. I can't comprehend. Sometimes just seeing this stuff, live like this, and you're expecting this one to go through, and it's just a routine play, routine save sometimes that, and sometimes, those saves aren't so routine and something kind of sneaks its way through. But I'm baffled, Wolfie. I'm baffled as this cross right here from Zen kind of sets up something right here for Zenith on the back end. The bump onto Steel kind of helps out Team Revenge in that matter, but I'm not too sure if it's going to generate anything as far as offense goes for Team Revenge.
I think we're going to see the demos come out a little bit more. I feel this game's going a bit long, and yes, they were able to go to close to 3 minutes on that last OT, but these teams, almost 3 out of their 4 games have resulted in an overtime, so these squads may start getting a little desperate, and you have to use that desperation to your advantage and capture them, but who will be put on their back heel as Steel trying to find a way through?
We talked about how essentially 1,000 Dreams this is almost like a must-win game for them, because they want to stay relevant, they want to stay in this matchup, and they want to be, pretty much tied in this series essentially, or at least not in a match point situation. This one finds its way through. Sarge is going to have to pass to Steel, and this one's going to slow roll into the orange net.
What a pass, and unfortunately Zen couldn't win the 50, and we kept talking about that. How Steel has been able to win that 50 game and gets it into one of the most crucial situations with the light shining bright, ladies and gentlemen. This team is showing up.
Listen, we've been talking about Steel pretty much for the last 2 games essentially, but we have to give hats off to Sarge on those 2 crucial saves to give Team Revenge essentially the W in this one, and Sarge just came out of nowhere for that one. Me and Wolfie were like looking at each other essentially. We're like, where did he come from? Because this man pretty much swishy saved that goal to keep Team Revenge in this one and force that OT.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to one of the last games here. Is going to have an OT feel, because after this one, 1KD could be falling down to 0-2 in the season, while Team Revenge can find a way to get one apiece.
Absolutely must-win game right here for 1,000 Dreams from here on out, and Steel's gonna find its way early on. Only 8 ticks off the clock. It's picking up right where they left off, Wolfie.
Yeah, that's exactly how they want to now, and this is where you have to ask yourself, if you're a 1KD fan, you're now put on your back heel so early into the game, you don't have any time to really get yourself adjusted, and you can say, how much more adjusted do you want? They've had 5 games already. But these teams are going to have to find a way to really come into this one and just give a different look, as they've really been stalled out.
Not counting 1,000 Dreams out of it just yet. We talked about that was pretty much a kickoff goal right there, by the way, Wolfie. And we talked about the kickoff goals, essentially how crucial that they are. And 1,000 Dreams essentially came into this one with a couple of kickoff goals, at least setting some sort of offense up. I know they had that one, but here comes Sarge now, wraps this one around the Steel, and for some reason Steel passes it off to the left-hand side. So that one's going to negate itself, but I'm not counting 1,000 Dreams out just yet. Just the sheer amount of pressure that I've seen from 1,000 Dreams that last game, I really feel like they're still in this matchup for sure.
Zen getting crucial, trying to push this on. Spatical trying to move this down, as that ball just living on this 1KD half, and they've been looking for the mid passes. Able to connect with one, but having on the last 2, trying to make it 2, can't get it.
Wow, I don't understand. Spatial just missing contact with that one as well. Here comes Steel now with the flip reset, trying to go for the flip reset. I think he kind of just lost control of that one. Spatial on the follow-up touch. That one's going to be off the top crossbar as well, off the backboard. Here comes Insanity now, the transitional offense. Very important for 1,000 Dreams to kind of get something established, but to be intercepted by Sarge. And trying to get this one cut at midfield is Zin. That one's going to sneak by as well. Look at the bump right here, and it's Spatial. It's just going to walk this one in. That huge bump right there from Steel, I believe that was.
I don't know why, but this last minute and a half just felt so much different for 1,000 Dreams. It just feels the atmosphere has been on Team Revenge's side, and
Yeah.
It's hard for you to get mentally prepared when you know you're one game from elimination and you still have a whole gauntlet to run through.
Yeah, and that's why we talked about how crucial it was for 1,000 Dreams. As Steel scores this one as well, puts him up 3-0 now. That's Steel's second goal of the game. But we talked about how crucial that last game was, especially how close it was going to another overtime matchup. But at this point in time, you know, it just looks like you said, the atmosphere has changed, and just the whole mentality of this 1,000 Dreams team is just a different team that we've seen in game number 1, 2, and in number 3.
Trying to put this mid, trying to take this, then it's trying to find the first goal here, but Sarge again taking away.
Oh my
and
goodness,
able to get it. And Sarge gives them their 4th goal.
Listen, we talked about it last game, how sometimes these are routine saves. I felt like this one was a routine save for Insanity, but he wasn't expecting this one to 50-50 the way it did. So it's just an unfortunate situation for Insanity to kind of be in for 1,000 Dreams there. And Team Revenge is up 4-0 now with 3 minutes remaining. And anything's possible. I still, you know, they're still in this match. There's still plenty of time on the clock. So Wolfie, what's your take on this one?
Oh man, I want to see a comeback. We've seen so many overtimes, but it just feels that 1KD seems a little bit flat. As much as I hate to say it, I want them to come out and show us wrong, and it could start with this goal. That ball can't connect as this squad's still looking to get that monkey off their back, get that first goal behind the net as time is only ticking, and every time you look at it, you're like, oh my god, we have 2.5 minutes. We have 2 minutes. We have this amount of minutes. So it really just makes things a little bit more tougher on the mental as Steel gets his hat trick.
That's his second hat trick of this series, and a crucial goal right here for Steel, taking all the wind out of the sails, essentially, in my opinion, for 1,000 Dreams. Just a beautiful touch around, and the team plays continue to keep on flowing for Team Revenge.
And the pace of play has just elevated. We said that the intensity of this game would continue going up the longer the series has, and that can be said truly for Team Revenge. It seems as this series really went on, they just understood the assignment, really came in this one, and really took it to 1KD. They kind of took them to the deep waters, didn't always try to go for knockout blows, but it was a defensive game for them that really helped them come away with a good series. But 2 minutes left. I don't want to call curtains, but it's looking that way.
100%. I feel like the same way. It's definitely looking that way. And like I talked about beforehand, this is Rocket League, so anything's possible, but Spatial's going to pick up that save right there. Close one for Zen to try to, you know, kind of bring this team right back into this one. And I was going to say that, you know, maybe sometimes all it takes is one goal. You know, one goal to cross the finish line, essentially, and it starts to open up the floodgates, but they have another thing working against them, and that's the clock.
We'll see if this clock continues to be an issue as 1.5 minutes seals the fate for 1,000 Dreams. Team Revenge looking good. This is a team they really wanted to get back at. They played them last night in a best of 1, but in the main stage, yes, it was their tournament. They come into the MPL and really show who is the dominant squad here tonight.
100%. I'm just like we talked about before, they approach all of these games differently. You've seen the bump-heavy offense that was kind of being generated a couple of games ago. Now it's the team plays that's being generated from Team Revenge. So things are clicking on all cylinders for them as we approach the final minute. Here comes Spatial up the right-hand side. Going to try to stall enough time off the clock to kind of just, you know, call this one a good GG's as Steel kind of floats that one at midfield. Zenith still hunting for their first goal as 1,000 Dreams. You would think that they don't want to be shut out in this one, Wolfie.
Now this team's playing hard for that last goal, at least a goal, so they can get a consolation prize. As much as you come into these games, you can say, hey, at least we didn't put the goose egg, but Sarge trying to keep that in that mental as Steel is relieving to his side, and this squad, just 20 seconds remaining, and they have to be feeling good. Still pressing on the attack. They're still trying to score.
Yeah, look at Sarge right here on the follow-up touch. Almost gets the dunk on Insanity as well, just a little bit off his touch right there. Xena trying to get something out the back end. It was open, it was there, just a little bit too high off the wall. Final 5 seconds now, ticking down. Spatial in the corner, just trying to stall enough time. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. All zeros on the clock. Just for some giggles here, you got Steel kind of bringing this one up the sidewall, and the players might keep it up here. But there it is, finally at midfield. Spatial kills it. And Team Revenge is going to win this one and take the series 4-1.
Great job by Team Revenge. They came out here and fought their hearts out. They deserve this win. Came into this last game with 12 shots to only the 2 of 1KD.
Yeah, huge amount of pressure being generated from Team Revenge. I believe you had essentially, uh, quick maths here, 12 shots being generated from Team Revenge, with only 2 shots being generated for 1,000 Dreams. So unfortunate situation for 1,000 Dreams to be in, as they fall to 0-2 in the Melon Patch League, and Team Revenge progressing, moving on to 1-1. And like you said, Wolfie, getting the better of this 1,000 Dreams and getting that revenge from that matchup last night, that best of one.
Well, Team Revenge able to live up to their name on the big stage. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for tonight. Our only match. This was our premiere match for this Wednesday. Team Revenge versus 1KD. Ladies and gentlemen, I was with my... Oh, dude, I love casting you, Whoops. It's our first time, but I know it's not going to be the last time. Whoops, where can they find you, my guy? Where can they... Plug yourself.
Oh, it depends on where you look for me. You know, Woofy, I'm a pretty busy man nowadays. No, I'm just playing. Whoopshoe Gaming on Twitter. I want to get that changed in the future, but for right now, Whoopshoe Gaming on Twitter. And if you guys want to find me on Twitch, you know, usually I'm streaming some Rocket League, maybe some New World, maybe even doing some IGL or other tournament matches. You can find me at Whoopshoe. So, Wolfie, what about you, man? Where can we find you at?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at Twitter at W2Hot_. That's W2HOT_. As well, and find me on Twitter at Wolfie2Hot. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a great night. We have a lot more casting to come in the future, as well as amazing match tomorrow night. We have Prestige Esports coming out, and let me make sure we got that on here. I think it's Prestige versus okay, go for it. I have a brain fart.
No, I was gonna say let me go ahead and figure out who's casting that match tomorrow. Me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's gonna be me and Gaugan casting that match for you guys. It's gonna be Prestige Esports, and who are they taking on? I didn't check the schedule.
I believe they're playing Untamed. I think it's Untamed.
Okay,
Untamed I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
That's a pretty solid crew. That's gonna be a pretty decent matchup.
Mm-hmm.
You got Seven on that team. You got G-Man on that team as well. It's gonna be a pretty solid matchup right there for Prestige Esports.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I undersold Buffy just a tad bit. You know what I mean? Facing on the likes of Jay Diaz and Seiya though. So I mean that's gonna be a pretty solid matchup. Team Prestige. They had a bye week one, didn't they? So I think this is their first matchup.
I'm not too sure. We're going to have to look, but if it's their first matchup, they're coming straight on the main stage, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern? I might have the wrong time.
Okay. That's how math works.
Boom! Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, so much conversion. Stay in school, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of your classes. And talk about that. Have a great day at school tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you here for some more MPL action later. Peace. Leave a follow. We love you.